welcome back to another Reddit story. We're doing VaxxHappened. Well, it's time to get your flu shot, guys, so yeah, go get them. Go get your flu shots. I need a pox party to get my children chicken pox, but they don't seem to be having much because of the vaccine. Please help! My doctor told me if I don't get the chickenpox vaccine for my sons, that if for some reason my son's future wives become pregnant and unvaccinated as well, it could cause complications for her and the baby. So, I guess my question is, how do you go about the chickenpox? Do you find a pox party? Because of the vaccine, it doesn't seem to be happening much anymore. Or do we just keep living like normal? I feel like the chances of that scenario are very slim. Wow. So it seems to be that we can't have any more chickenpox parties because kids are getting the vaccines. What are we gonna do? It's almost like the vaccines make it so that you don't get the chickenpox. So you don't need to worry about having a pox party. I wonder if, like, after she wrote it, if it just dawns on her, wait a minute. I'm thinking, no pox? Vaccines? Nah, I'm just gonna get my kid the chickenpox. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'd rather have Ebola. Also, baking soda cures the flu. Yep, and you can keep it. If I'm gonna die, Ebola sounds like a better way to go than the vaccine. I know a lot of people that died from the flu shot. At least, like, I know a lot of people. A lot of people. Anyway, give me the flu shot, and I will drink my baking soda and water and be fine in 3 days without taking any pharmaceuticals. So, I've got a couple of things I gotta say about this. One, I hope this is satire. I really do, because being able to say that you'd rather have Ebola than a vaccine for the flu, that's just stupid logic. 11,000 people have died in the last couple of years because of the Ebola outbreak in Africa mainly. And they're now developing a vaccine for it. They're now actually being able to fight it. But being able to say that you'd rather have Ebola, deadly disease right now, than being able to take a vaccine, a perfectly safe vaccine, is just stupid. And I think that the reason why there's a couple of reasons why I think that people are anti-vax. One is to say about how much smarter they are than you. And it has nothing to do with science, because we all know that goes out the window. But it's to point out that, oh, I know more than you because I've done my Facebook research, with my Facebook mom groups. And when the person mentions, baking soda and water, it just reminds me of, like, those traveling salesmen back in the 1800s, going from city to city selling snake oil, But it reminds me of a story. There was this woman that I had a discussion with about a month ago. I was, without being too descriptive about who it is or whatever, I was at a place, and she was sitting at a desk. And I was talking to her, and she started, like, rubbing her neck, and I'm like, "Oh, you okay?" She said, "Yeah, I've had this pain in the top part of my back, up in my neck, for years." I'm like, "Oh, have you taken anything for it?" "Oh, well, I take my supplements." And we were talking about like an MLM group, like Young Living or something like that, where they have supplements. I just said, "Oh, well, have you taken any ibuprofen or any Aleve or anything like that for it?" She said, no, those don't work. I'm like, and I just said, well, the Young Living or whatever MLM stuff that she was taking, that's not working either. Have you gone to a doctor to, see what could be wrong with it? "Oh, no, I like my supplements." And I just said, well, they do have stuff for, like, anti-inflammatory. You can take some diclofenac. It's a pretty good anti-inflammatory. No. Well, what about, do you think it's nerve damage? Well, it could be nerve damage. Well, they do have medications like Celebrex. Celebrex is pretty good for nerve damage, if you think it might be that. Well, I don't know. Like, okay, well, there's a pharmacist I worked with, and he swore by turmeric. Because now I'm thinking like, okay, let me get on your level of crazy, because you don't like actual medicine and stuff. You like your supplements to help you out. So I just said, well, what about turmeric? The guy swears by it. He says it's a great anti-inflammatory. You can even put it in your own capsules. You can make it at home. No, I think I'm just going to stick with my stuff. It just reminds me and points back to the whole, like, I know better about medicine than you. I know my thing. I'm going to do my thing. Even though that I just told you my thing doesn't work, it's not going to stop me from continuing to do it. Because I like complaining rather than trying to find a solution. Anyway. Hashtag vaccine science. 15 students test positive for whooping cough at Festus School. Well, this is from the brilliant minds at Texans for Vaccine Choice. The district was asked if unvaccinated students were the cause of the outbreak. The district says that's not the case. Less than 0.5% of the student population is unvaccinated. None of those who tested positive to pertussis displayed symptoms. We can conclude 2 things from this statement. 1. This is an outbreak among the vaccinated. 2. Those infected were not symptomatic, meaning either it's not a very serious disease after all, and or the vaccine suppressed their symptoms so they didn't know they were sick, which made them more likely to spread pertussis. Hashtag vaccine science. Hey, dumbass. The reason why they didn't display any symptoms is because they were vaccinated. They can still carry the disease. You can still have the germs on you. But yeah, if you don't have any symptoms and you are tested positive for it, probably because the vaccine works, right? Oh boy. From my mother. From the freethoughtproject.com, where truth is subjective. CDC scientists admit they destroyed data that showed vaccines can cause autism in child. I regret that my co-authors and I omitted statistically significant information in our 2004 article published in the journal Pediatrics. They do the same thing to support their anthropogenic global warming agenda. We're dealing with a deeply corrupt scientific dictatorship industry fused with globalists and national governments. They will do anything since they're the authorities. The sheep will believe them. Yes, sadly, very true. I am 100% entirely convinced that medical science is to blame for anti-vaxxers. Well, purely on the fact that if we didn't have vaccines, then there would be more disease, and these anti-vaxxers would have died off a lot sooner. Because we have developed these vaccines, Darwin didn't take them out of the gene pool. They couldn't do it. Normally, these people would have died off a long time ago, but because of medical science, we're allowing these people to stay alive. Oh, goody. Oh, the irony. Both kids tested positive for the flu, strand B, and both are out of school for the rest of the week. I've been spraying Lysol in this house like a preacher would spray holy water in a brothel. Yeah, just curious. Did you get your kiddos the flu shot? I refuse to get the flu shot because I've seen how sick people have been after getting it. The idea that people have in their head about flu shots making them sick are the same people that take airborne and emergency when they start to feel sick. Like, people start to get like the sniffles. It's like, uh-oh, gotta take that emergency or that airborne. That's not when you're supposed to take it. You're supposed to take it well before you develop symptoms. And that's supposed to boost your immune system, supposedly. But all it is just a bunch of multivitamins. So when you do get sick, it might help you slightly, but it's not going to be nearly as effective as if you were to take it before you get sick. It's just like with people that get the flu shot and think that, oh, I got the flu shot last year and it made me sick. No, it didn't make you sick. It can't make you sick. The flu shot is a dead virus. It can't make you sick. But people get the flu shot when other people start to get the flu. It's like, uh-oh, Bob over there got the flu, so I better take the flu shot. And then it takes a couple of days for you to develop symptoms from the flu, so you think, oh no, I got the flu shot and it made me sick, when in all actuality, Bob got you sick a few days ago before you got the flu shot. But in your mind, you're thinking that Bob got you sick. And it's just like Bob to do that, isn't it? Bob. Thank you again for joining me on this Reddit story thing. Vax happened. So it's really important that you get your flu shot as soon as you can, because it takes 2 weeks for it to become fully effective. So don't want Bob over there getting you guys sick. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Share it with a friend. I'm also streaming at twitch.tv/GhettoCombat if you're into that kind of thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, later, kids.